Hey guys, it's David here with Sheepdog Services. Tonight, I'm going to show you a few little tricks and tips that I have for keeping your chainsaw clean and actually cleaning it after every job, and how to keep it running at its max performance. All right, y'all hang tight and we'll go through this all together. All right, guys. So this here's my Echo CS400. It's a homeowner's edition, I believe. It's not nothing outstanding. It's a $300 chainsaw, brand new. I've had it for probably 7-8 years now. It's an 18-inch bar. It's a 40cc engine. It's done everything I've asked it to do, so I can't complain about it. And I don't use it all the time. I'm not a full-time logger or anything, but I'm a sometimer. Whenever the occasion arises, then I'll take a tree down, I'll trim one up. It is what it is. But today I want to show you a couple little tips and tricks that I use to help keep it clean. You see it's dirty right now. I just cut up some trees the other day, so it's time for me to get it good and cleaned up, and put it back on the wall and store it until next time. All right. First thing I like to do is I take the clutch cover all this right here off, and clean the inside of that, and then the actual cover itself. It doesn't take much. You just take these two bolts off right here and get to it. So pretty sure you can hear my dog in there. He barks at his own shadow. He really likes to bark whenever the baby's about to fall asleep. So just take these bolts off right here. Alright. Make sure your chain brake's off. And then the clutch cover come right off. See, I wipe it down out in the field every now and then, so it ain't terrible. Let's go ahead and take the chain off. There we go. We'll set it right over here. Now, I don't like to throw my chain around because I don't want to damage any of the teeth. Alright? And then the bar comes right off. If you've never dealt with Echo or any of their bars, right here, that's going to be your information on what kind of chain you need for this bar. Okay? Well, we'll talk more about the bar here in just a minute. Alright? So when it comes to cleaning all this here, I like to give it just a little quick wipe down. Nothing too special, because I got another trick to get all this really clean. It ain't nothing new, but I mean it gets the job done pretty quick. All right. So as you see, there's still a pretty good bit of junk in there, and this here isn't entirely clean. So get all this, my hands wiped off real good, and then I will show you the next trick. All right, guys. For this step, simple air compressor, and if you got one of these little air hose guns, it makes a world of difference. Just simply blow everything off. Same way with this here, just blow it all out. gonna be good enough for now. All right, guys, so I'm back in here on the my makeshift work table. What I like to do after I've blown a lot of that stuff off, I use a little bit of brake cleaner. Just spray a little bit. Don't take a whole lot. And then I get the rag, and that's whenever I start really getting it, try to get all that stuff good and out of there and clean. I use brake cleaner because once it doesn't take long for it to dry up, so, and it ain't gonna hurt anything, or it hasn't ever hurt anything for me. So you can, I mean, if you're just wanting it to be that clean, you want to like super clean it, you can get a little bit of gas and a little brush. Make sure you ain't got anything that's gonna ignite the gas in around, of course. Use some safety whenever you're doing it. But either way, you can use that gas and it'll clean all this stuff like no tomorrow. So as you can see, the brake cleaner is doing just a good enough job. So there's that. Then the actual saw itself. You really want to keep all this area right here good and clean and free of debris. That way it keeps the bar and the chain lubed real good like it's supposed to, and it'll continue running like it needs to be running. And right down here, you know, I don't know about many other chainsaws. This here is the only one that I've had for a while. Well, my dad had a Stihl, and I felt like I was gonna pull my shoulder out trying to get it to start when I was a little younger. But that's what actually got me into the Echo, is this chainsaw. Remembering how much it sucked trying to pull on that chainsaw my dad had. Whenever I got to where I needed a chainsaw, I refused to get that. I had an Echo dealer nearby, and I thought, well, it's only a $300 chainsaw, which, I mean, that is expensive, especially whenever I was first starting off. But either way, it changed my mind, or it actually brought me into liking Echo more. Now, man, that's all I really want to run is Echo. So you won't find any Stihl in my shop. Not because I hate this Stihl now. It's just whenever I was younger, it scarred me, man. So I haven't given it another shot. I am more of an Echo fan than I am Husqvarna. Husqvarna's products are good. Anyway, I like to keep all this stuff clean. I like to wipe all this dust off. The engine cools itself with these fins right here, so I like to keep them good and clean. What? What? Yeah. I'm literally recording. Guys, I had to stop for just a second. Wife needed a little bit of help. No big deal. So what I was saying is the engine cools is air cooled, so it draws in air here. So I like to get all that good and clean as well. Ideally, I would get my air compressor back out and let it just blow it all out, but it's kind of late and that thing's loud, so I don't want it to wake anybody up. Gotta be respectful for the neighbors, man. So, but anyway, it's not hard. Just get it good and clean, pretty decently clean, and then I like to come back here. This is the air box. There it is. The inside of it ain't dirty hardly at all. But of course. But I like to grab a new paper towel that ain't been used on anything. I like to clean the cap off, because basically whatever's on your cap is going to go into your air filter, and therefore it's going to cut the life of the air filter down. Now there's a cap that screws on top and holds the air filter in. Once again, doesn't hurt to wipe it off. This is your air filter. It looks fairly clean. It looks pretty doggone clean to me, actually. So we're gonna leave that alone. We're not gonna change it. Everything in here looks good and clean as well. So we're not gonna mess with it. All right. Now, if you have hang on, let me get this put back together. If you have an Echo CS400, like this, and you need to adjust the carbs, either it's running too lean or too, well, no, that's your fuel mix. But if it ain't getting enough fuel, you need to adjust it. Screw right there by the pull handle. It's right there. That's how you adjust the carb. Once I've done that, I don't normally change out the spark plug all the time. It's just whenever it needs it. I changed it out probably maybe a year ago, and as long as you're running the right kind of fuel mixture, and I use Echo Red Armor 2-cycle oil, and I've never had it. I don't have an issue with my spark plug filing out or anything like that. And I always keep an extra spark plug with me whenever I'm on a job, just in case. A few other things I like to keep on me whenever I'm on the job is some clutch springs, because if one of them pops out or something like that, they can end your whole day. But if you got them with you, just slap them back in there, and you can get back to rolling. And what else? I like to keep a little can of air, like you got for cleaning off your keyboards and stuff like that, in case I need to clean out some of the dust around the fins or around the clutch cover, or whatever the case may be. Another little tip and trick that I like to use, just to help keep it clean and help keeping the cleaning part of it a little bit easier. Move that out the way. I like to use a little something called SC1. Now, you don't need a whole lot of it. Now you don't need a whole lot of this. All you have to do, I use this for my side-by-side. And I spray it on my side-by-side, and then I don't wipe any of it off. So whenever I go riding, the mud and everything, when I go to wash it, it just falls off. It's like it leaves a protective coating on it. Just shake it up. Like spray it all around it. Get that clutch cover. It's inside. Voila. Now it gives it like almost like a protective coating, so that it's not fading in the sun, or it keeps the dust off of it and the dirt. Like it just, I don't know, it's like a little silicone layer on there that just, I don't know, it helps, it keeps it real good and clean. It makes it easier to keep it clean. The chainsaw is going to run a whole lot better if it's kept clean. So, and that's any of your equipment as well. And I like to check my spark arrestor in there, and if I need to, I'll take it out, and I will. I got a blowtorch. In fact, it's right here. I just use one of these blowtorches, and I clean that screen and throw it back in there. I did it last time, so there's no need to mess with it right now. And you see, makes it almost look brand new. And inside as well, I like to grab it and I wipe that excess off. Now guys, this ain't super duper clean. If I was trying to get it super duper clean, I'd get like a little paintbrush, a real stiff paintbrush, and I'd get a little thing of gas as well, and I'd dip that brush in the gas, and it'd get every bit of this stuff off, every bit of that dirt and that grease. All this really is just sawdust and oil from the chain, or from the chain. All right. Over here, if you want to oil your if you want to adjust the oiler so that you're not getting enough oil, if the bottom of the bar is getting black or turning bluish, that's either your chain's too tight or you're not getting enough lubrication. And you can adjust it. There's a screw right down here, and there's a little indicator that's got an oil and a little adjustment, plus or minus, telling you which way to turn it. That's a good way to adjust it, so that it prevents all that stuff, and make sure that the bar's good and lubed correctly. This is your chain catch. As you can see, mine's kind of beat up a little bit, and that's from doing what it was supposed to do. if you're cutting in like bushes and stuff like that, you want to run it at full throttle and cut, and make sure that the chain is tighter, just a little bit tighter than normally if you was cutting a tree. But what the chain catcher does is if it throws that chain off the bar, it'll hit that, and this here will deflect the chain to the ground so it doesn't come back on you. All right, so there's that. All right, guys, now talking about the bar, like I said earlier, if you've never dealt with Echo, they got their information about the bar, about what kind of chain you need as a replacement, and it's etched into the bar, and that way if the paint ever scrubs off or anything like that, then it's the information is still there. You didn't lose your information just because the paint scrubbed off. All right, something that a lot of people don't think about, unless they do it professionally, unless they're a professional logger, but it's cleaning the actual bar itself. And mine seems to be pretty doggone clean. But whenever you've used it a lot, or if you used it, dirt, grit, and grime will get up in here, and it'll wear your bar out a whole lot faster. And sometimes you can feel like burrs on the side. But anyway, this one doesn't feel bad at all. Don't need to do anything with it. On some bars, this one ain't like that. But this is the side that's going to be into your clutch cover, and the oilers will normally there's like a little divot. It might have been on the Huskies that it was like that, but the oilers just put the oil on there and keep it good and clean, or keep it good and lubed. So, but just to put it all back together, I always put the bar on. And I like to start with my chain. You want to make sure you got the chain on correctly as well. You know, you always think, the way I think about it is I'm always going to cut the tree. So I want the cutters here going into the tree with me. All right, that's just the way I think about it. And I put it on the clutch cover, or the clutch first, and then I lay it on top. There it is. I'll lay it on top. Now that right there is way, way, way too loose, but it's okay. You see this right here? This here is going to be your adjustment. That's the screw. The screw will push this forward or back, depending on which way you turn it. And that's what is going to push the bar either forward or back, and then it'll tighten the chain up. All right. If you look on the bar, there's a little hole right here. There's one on both sides. The reason why they're on both sides, because if you need to, you can actually turn this bar over. And a lot of people will do that. They'll flip the bar over, and it'll look like they're running the bar upside down. And the only thing that's upside down, of course, is the writing. But it'll make your bar last, just that much longer. It won't wear out one side. All right, but anyway, you make sure that right there is lined up. If it's not, then you can just simply unscrew it or screw it back on. See, like right now, it's not lined up. You pull the bar out. I can't pull the bar out far enough. So I need it to go back. Just adjust it. Now it's kind of almost like a guessing game, just how far do I need to go. And look at there, nailed it. All right, once that's done, I like to put my nuts on. That way the clutch cover and the bar don't come off. I just crossed already. Guys, don't cross it. And actually, if you can get an extra bolt, that's something good to have in a pack as well, because it ain't nothing for these things to vibrate loose and for you to lose one, and then you're stuck out there waiting to get a job done, but you can't because you don't have a bar nut. So it's good to have an extra one with you, and a little to-go box, I guess you can say, a little toolbox. I don't tighten it all the way down, but I do like to get them kind of snug. And you can lift the bar up to take some of the pressure off. Alright, that's loose enough. Now you gotta tighten that chain up. So, to tighten the chain up, all you do is just turn your tensioner screw here. And what that thing is, that little metal piece is moving the bar forward so that the chain will tighten up. Now once it gets there, if you can pull up, see that's too loose. I'm going to tighten this all down now. There we go. I like to take a rag. I put it on the chain because that chain is still pretty short. If you can grab it and pull it and there's no friction, that's about where you want it at. But that's a little bit too easy. So I'm actually going to loosen these back up. And I'm going to tighten that chain a little bit more. Check it out. See, now that's way too tight. That's one way to tell before you even get to starting to running it or anything like that. If you can't pull it freely, then it's too tight. Like right there, if I was in the brush, right there would be, well actually that's perfect for a tree. So anyway, so now you want to tighten everything down. That was the chain lock, or the inertia lock, I think it's called. Anyway, that's how you take care of it and how you clean it. Last thing, I make sure I use all my Echo products. I use Echo oil, and all my Husqvarna, I use Husqvarna oil. And my Kohler engine out there, I don't use Mogul 1 or anything like that. I use Husqvarna, Kohler oil. The reason why I do that is because whenever these people, or when these companies are making the engines, they have their own oils and they design the engines to run at their max performance with their type of oil. So anyway, I learned that kind of the hard way. Not really, it didn't really tear anything up, but I can tell the difference in my Husqvarna backpack blower and my Husqvarna edger when I'm running the Red Armor. It doesn't, like it almost like it's want to cut out a little bit, but whenever I swapped it back to the Husqvarna oil, hey, it's good to go. But anyway, there's that. If you got any questions, comments, put them down below. If you like the content, hit that thumbs up button for me. It helps me out a lot. If you haven't already, please subscribe. All right, y'all take care.